Bam! Welcome to Prosecutor School. We brought you tools and the other stuff you need to get the job done. Okay, I got to take I got to take my hat off. Okay, so they told me they let me come out here and get back in the thing. This the thing, but they told me I had to I had to carry my gear, and I have my little bag with my mic and my stuff in it, and they looked at me funny, like they thought. Well, I had some I have some extra gear, and the little gun thing, Velcro sticky thing is sticking all over everything, and then he told me, let me put this gear down real gently in here, because they told me not to touch nothing in here. They was gonna kick something. Put the gear down. And then they told me I need to put this thing on. I was like, dude, I got my own vest thing over there. It looks real nice. And he started laughing, and he said, we don't use that shit here. And I said, okay, man. And I'm not planning on getting shot by any tanks, okay? Hang on 1 second. I think I'm stuck. Okay, I'll stop playing. I'll stop playing with y'all. I think I'm stuck. I tell you what, they ain't playing around when you put this puppy dog on. That thing weighs about, it's knocking my glasses off. Shoot. I've been working out, and I can barely wear that thing for like 5 minutes. I tell you what, I take my hat off to the people that are out there protecting us and taking care of business. So, anyway, welcome to the Pro Se Legal School. We provide the tools that you need, and this little thing that made me sit on. I asked them if I could bring my own thing. They looked at me like I asked too many questions. And it's kind of funny. Okay, it's kind of funny when everybody here, okay, it looks like they could like beat your ass, okay? Okay, anyway, let's just, so welcome to the stream tonight. Oh, no, Heather. One of my three superheroes. Okay, one of my three superheroes. Let me use his stuff now. That little small weapon that I had a couple, and that was mine. Well, then I had a little bigger one, but I don't carry that all the time. But no, the big stuff. Yeah, it's I got three superheroes that work that are employed for the government, and actually probably a few more that I don't know about. No, easy. We we did foster care for 17 years. My girlfriend and I, we did foster care for 17 years. So, I'm probably sure we have a few more superheroes, but I didn't watch them be born. Okay, so that's if we want to be technically complicated. But it don't matter. It does not matter because the superhero, that helped through the divorce situation, I didn't watch him be born either. And okay, now we're getting creepy. Okay, so they wouldn't let me bring my table for my nieces and or the other book. They only let me bring the stuff that was related to one of the three superheroes. Okay, I'm working on that camera thing. Y'all just work with me here. Wow. Okay, and so in tonight's uh, in tonight's live stream, we're gonna talk about a couple of things. One of the things that we're going to talk about is, you know, the dirty tricks that the prosecutors pull when you, because you don't take the deal or kiss their ass. And we're going to talk a little bit about a new friend that I made and what and surprise that he's brought to the table for us that we're going to be using against Anthony. My girlfriend said she's here. I don't see her. Huh. I don't see you, Carrie. Okay, cool. As long as you're here. Okay, so the tricks that the prosecutor pulled, and then they pulled a few on my girlfriend, and they get a little grumpy if you don't take the deal. And no. Okay. There you go, girlfriend. We'll say hi to everybody. I didn't want to. I wanted to make sure because I want to talk about what they did, about what the shitty shit. Okay, the shady stuff. That's what I was going. That's what I was trying to say. Welcome, Heather. And no, I ain't been to oh. I can show you close up those weapons. They're really nice, and they belong to the superhero. Okay, well, one of the three superheroes, and all three of them have stuff. Even the beautiful one, my daughter, the beautiful one, my daughter, and she learned how to box too. So when she was very okay, so. No, that's my son's. That's my son, and he's he's one of my sons in the military, and they both have that vest, but that one is the one that you wear if you're the boss, lady, man. If you're the boss, lady, man. Let's just say that's the one you wear if if you get to be the boss, because they want to make sure that and that's what I asked my kid. What the hell? They want to make sure you're the last one. Okay, that's what that's what they always tell you. He, she. That's what they always tell you. Okay, but when you watch them grow up, you know they're trained to run into the fire. And, they are. Anybody from the military telling me that I'm off on that, I'm gonna tell you I don't know where you trained that, because that's how and that's why that thing weighs like 60 freaking pounds. Oh my God. Welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you guys. Yeah, it should. What we've been through, it really, 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 and We need to get somebody on that. We'll cut you in for a percentage if you call them and get the deal worked out. Okay, let's get to work now because I'm ready to get. Okay, so let's just talk about the first thing you want to talk about. Well, yeah, it's prosecutor tricks. Let's just get that out the way. The prosecutor tricks. Now, the biggest one that I want to throw on the table, and when we get done here throwing them on the table, whoever has a bigger one, or if everybody thinks, or whatever, somebody's gonna win some free shit. Except my girlfriend. She already has access to everything. Okay, so the biggest one I want to throw on the table, I think, and I've done this before and I got whacked really quickly. But you know what? That's the value and the beauty of what we're doing here, because we're learning from the real-time feedback from everybody. And then I kind of get to look the goodest, like, well, no, y'all guys get to look good too, but later on. Okay, so the real-time feedback reflects what we learn here. And we've learned how to cut to the chase. Now, my biggest one is going to be the prosecutor. They pay their attorneys to get you to take the deal. You take the deal. A lot of times you're lying just because you're so scared. You know they're gonna, okay. They train you when you go through that shit to cut your losses. They don't train you to run forward into it like these young people are trained that protect us. They train you to cut your losses and go sit down. So the prosecutor is going to make the deal with you after they beat your ass down and ship you out for mental evaluations and a whole bunch of shit. And then they're going to make the deal with you. And of course, any deal you make, with a prosecutor is going to be, any deal that you make with the prosecutor is going to be, the prosecutor is going to make sure you admit everything they need you to say, whether it's truthful or not. And then the problem is, in the end, the prosecutor is going to tell a judge a bunch of other shit, and the judge is going to use what you admitted to because you thought you could get out sooner against your ass to keep you locked up more. Okay, so what are you talking about, Coach? Okay, so the prosecutor's not the one to make the deal with you. The prosecutor don't have authority to make a deal with you. And neither does the judge in an administrative setting. Oh, but we just need to stay focused here, okay? And so now you just admitted a bunch of shit, and my girlfriend and I we ain't done none of this, okay? Because if I did, I couldn't do this right now because they'd be, well, I would anyway. I'm hiding out at this. They had to come. Oh, they're going to need way more manpower to get my ass over here. Okay, but I'm just saying. The prosecutor doesn't have, oh, wait, who pays the prosecutor? State? I'm pretty sure. Or the government. Let's just call it the government for the people who want to nitpick. Who pays the judge? The same corporation. Who pays the police? The same corporation. Who pays the snitches? Okay. I'm getting a little worked up on that. Okay, so denial of corporate existence is detaching from the straw man. Okay, free game. You just moving us right on the thing, huh? I love it. Okay, but this and no offense, because you right up here to get right to the shit and so my opinion of your statement is that you're close. You're close. You're not detaching from the straw man. You're detaching the straw man from your ass. Asses. Okay, I don't want to mean just you. Okay, because so in the thing here that we that he put together, it shows that the beginning of all of this was connected to the Bible and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm just okay. So I had a guy call me, and he said he was. Well, he said that what he actually said was that he was with a law group, and so we talked and we talked, and after about 10 or 15 minutes, I was like, "Damn, this guy's." And then I said, "So, you're like a bar attorney?" Oh, hell no! and he sounds just like me when people ask me if I'm. He said he's a non-bar attorney. Oh yeah. Oh, we talk. Okay. So it was probably it's been a long time since I shut the hell up and let. Oh, and so he's interested in the foreclosure situation and stopping some foreclosure stuff. So we've been working back and forth, and yeah, he sent me the affidavit of denial of corporate existence, and I read it like 4 times, and I tell you, the research that's gone into that is just absolutely outstanding. So we sent it off to Anthony, and I just hand wrote everything in there myself because I know they really love it. They really love it when they get stuff that's handwritten. In the thing. Well, that's we actually what we learned to do is just sue them for the reason they're able to drag us into their administrative hearing. So we don't even get to the objection stuff or none of that. This affidavit is not a corporate existence verification that you're not a U.S. citizen. You're not a U.S. citizen. Okay? You're not a U.S. citizen. Now, the badass shit about this is so before we were proved we're not a U.S. citizen, you had to like fill out the affidavit that I made. It didn't have 4 pages of biblical law. It's it didn't have that. Okay, so what happens is you have to wait until you're out. Oh wait, they already took your other passport. And I did send Anthony the information and everything. He needed to get a new passport while he was still locked up. Oh, and then when you send in that when you send it, but you can't do that if you're locked up. When you send that in, then yeah, that's absolutely right. It's like getting diplomatic immunity. That's what it is. But when you're communicating with badasses, okay, and I already knew he's more badass than me, okay? I ain't even gonna freaking lie. We was like, some of the stuff we talked about, I was like, oh, okay. But, when you're communicating with badasses, okay, you're not gonna just, you're gonna throw something out there. And so I told him about our diplomatic community stuff and how we do that. And, it's no big deal because it was actually sent to me for free too. And he thought that's a great idea, but it doesn't help you if you're locked up. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, so now we have the affidavit. I'm going to include it in the package with the demand to be released. The goal is to put something together that could get you out if you've already proved that they violated your due process. In Anthony's case, the counterclaim that he files is the same lawsuit that he's going to file in federal court or state court, wherever we decide to file that. We're just waiting to see how they want to play it. Okay, the counterclaim that he filed for $200 million is the same. He filed it as a counterclaim by adding those players to it as plaintiffs, and he didn't have to pay filing fees. And I actually emailed it to him to give them a hard time, to give him time to get his stuff lined up, and they actually placed it on the record for him. So I sent this in today, and hopefully they'll place it on the record for him too. Now, one of the other things, the diplomatic community. So when I was mentioning that to my friend, he was very kind and listened. And then he said they have a process to become an ambassador. A what? A damn ambassador, to be an ambassador. Huh. I'm like, dude, you know what? We're gonna do some business because that sounds diplomatic community ambassador neighbor. Sorry, I didn't rehearse this. Ow. But I'm not downplaying the diplomatic community because your ass has got to start somewhere. I mean, at least I was on the scale there somewhere. And when he said that to me, I was like, I was playing it off, but in my head, I was like, what the hell? Okay, on the movies, that's somebody from another country or something that's all these people want to kiss their ass. Ooh, I don't know about that. All these people want to kick my. Oh, but okay. Sorry. It sounds, and yeah, we're gonna learn about that too. That sounds cool as hell. But I'll tell you. And I explained to him, he's kind of laughing. I told him the diplomatic immunity thing and having your passport card keeps the cops out of your face when they can't find you in the jurisdiction. It's kind of like having a plan for the people that ain't ambassadors. Okay, sorry. I hope he's not listening because he's a total badass. Oh. Yeah, and we like to make sure that that we get on the record that they dragged our ass into their administrative court. Yeah, I got hold of one other document too, the entry of visitation especially, but it had some words in it that I didn't understand yet. And so I'd like to make sure that I understand it so that when we deploy it, and maybe if you're lucky, okay, this one ain't going nowhere, but y'all see a couple over there that go some places, I guess. I don't know. I think they go places. I just see them go get fueled up. That's all I see. Well, I have seen them take off. I'm about to get shocked. If you guys, if I start talking too much and y'all see a red dot on me, y'all need to let me know. Oh, because these guys don't play around. Arabian Prince. I'm still need to make sure I understand that. Because you don't want to get something to show that you're an ambassador or that you have diplomatic immunity or that you're Arabian Prince and you don't know how to use it, because then people will be laughing at you while they're throwing your shit out in the yard. Okay, that wasn't funny, but it was just a little. Okay, so what other tricks do you guys know the prosecutors pulled? That's the main one that I could think of, because they lie to you and make you think that they have authority to take your deal, and they don't. And then they take your deal and they go and tell the judge everything, and then they get an attitude, and the judge says, okay, since you're guilty, you admit you're guilty of all that stuff, whatever, then we're gonna throw you under the bus. And of course, they lie. They shipped my girlfriend off to a maximum security facility that you needed to have 15 points to be in, and she only had two points. 2 points. She only had 2 points. And that was about the time that I started learning how to make lawsuits. So we're going to put the affidavit of corporate existence together with, well, they're both going to be included in the online course that I'm putting together to crush the prosecutor. And my new friend has agreed to, we worked out a deal. We worked out a deal, and he's going to look over a couple of my main documents and make some. I tell him suggestions. Shit, just make the changes and send that shit back back to me. Oh yeah, so the whole idea. Okay, so I like punching the ass slow and making them go over there and give up slowly. I mean, you take a couple of licks in the beginning. Some people don't like doing that. Some people just like to knock their ass out and they kick their ass when they're down. So, yeah, we're working toward getting that process set up so that they can be even more powerful. I mean, we already, I already had a review from one person that I played in the last video about the prosecutor eliminating. He called in and left. I have it set up now. If you want to leave a review on my cell phone as a voice message, you don't have to leave your name, but just text me or call me. Hey, Coach, I want to leave a review, so don't answer it. I'll let it go to voicemail, and then I'll play it so people can hear it. That's a lot easier and quicker for people here than to put it into things in the website. So people have to go over here and go over there and go down there and go down there. And I can play it in the videos that I made. Yeah, due process violations starting out at the gate when you move your ass over into their administrative process that you think is judicial, their administrative process gets the rules from the Supreme Court, and that's why we add there as the Supreme Court as a plaintiff to the counterclaim if you got time to play. Or your federal lawsuit, because the local rules are from the Supreme Court, and the local rules are what they use to screw you over with. Yes, they actually, the attorney gets paid two different ways. If you have an attorney, and I'm talking on federal level here, that's what I know. If you have an attorney on the federal level, they're going to push your ass to take the deal. They're going to tell you they got 95, 98%, whatever. That deal, okay. That's not a conviction rate. That's a plea rate. You got 98% plea rate because they paid these people to lie. And the other thing is, so the attorney, if the attorney gets you to take a deal, as soon as you sign to take that deal, the attorney gets a $3,500 assistance of counsel bonus. Ask the asshole or asshola. The attorney will get a $3,500 assistance of counsel bonus in addition to what they got to throw your ass under the bus. If your ass is a hot case like my girlfriend and I, she was not kissing their ass. Her attorney got, paid $60,000 to throw her under the bus after. Well, they had to get me locked up first because I got too much to say. Y'all know I got to $3,500 assistance of counsel bonus right off the top, in addition to what they get if you're a hot ass to get in your way. Oh, I thought it was her attorney, John Duma. He got paid $80,000 to make sure that she lost that trial, and he didn't call a single person. Not even her mom, who worked in the store. They tried to say she was buying, selling stolen property. And the only evidence they had that even could be close to was $1,400 worth of shit, and it wasn't even hers. And it was obvious that we worked way too hard to be. They said we was doing all of this stuff. And I'm like, start doing the research, I'm like, wait a minute. People that get caught money laundering and wire fraud, interstate transportation of stolen property and all of that shit, they have like cars and boats, and they go and do stuff on vacation and go other places, not just to freaking work every day. Oh, there were some problems. There were some holes in their bullshit for sure. And and that was the whole group of them down there did that. Now, these attorneys that work in the federal, okay, they take so many cases because think about this in your head. Okay, I'm not that smart. I played football in college and I boxed. Those are two things non-smart people do. Okay, so think about it this way. If the federal government has a 95 to 98% conviction rate, that means these attorneys have a whole bunch of cases that they need to be like getting your ass to take the deal on so you can get the hell on out of the way. So if they don't get you to perform, the attorney's going to tell them, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with you on the next 5 cases. So now your attorney ass that's been kissing these people's butt just got thrown under the bus yourself, and there ain't no way in hell that you're going to be able to have a trial on these 5 cases all lined up back to back. Because the the U.S. attorney already knows all that. All they got to do is stall your ass off. Like, well, we don't really stall them off. We beat the ass down, but. Oh, yeah, there was a lot of other stuff going on over there. Well, it's only disheartening if you learned it from going through it. So you out of line too. Emma, I don't think I can help you. I think I would be out of line too, because I'm out of line too. Yeah, Levant, maybe next week I will tell some more Moorhead stories. We have some stories about Moorhead and that shit we went through. Yeah, she got disbarred now, and we're, getting ready to, was getting ready to help my girlfriend get her lawsuit together to file, and then I started helping these other people, and then I started helping Anthony, and then I found out that we didn't have false arrest or false imprisonment on there. Oh, damn. And we also found out, because I didn't want to go in, when we found out that those people, see, I did good with that. Okay, my brain has no problem straightening out when I'm talking about Moorhead. Okay, because I call that which W. Oh, yeah. So what we went through, okay, and when we found out that they was on fire over there, I didn't want to go in. We're under Rule 6B or 12B, whatever the hell it is. New information, whatever, because that's just a statute. I don't like using that shit. So it took me like 3 weeks. And then I finally found, I ran across fraudulent concealment. Fraudulent concealment is a legal doctrine that tolls the statute of limitations. Oh, bam! Oh, fraudulent concealment. Now, that's what we have in so if it'll toll the statute of limitations, okay, I'm not that smart, okay? If fraudulent concealment will toll the statute of limitations so you can bring that shit up anytime, I think I'd like to use it right at the gate. Oh, I had to do that. Why? I haven't heard anybody sue for that. Well, it's a federal. It was enacted. So why? Attorneys ain't gonna help you do that shit, because that's everything they're doing. Okay. A non-bar attorney will help you. Oh my God, I need to practice that. Okay. If I was maybe 25 years younger, I'd want to be like him. But no, I'm ready to go hang out someplace other than here, where you can get something to drink other than hot tea and water. That's my game plan for the future. And yeah, our documents are unconventional, and we definitely, and I keep it simple. I'm not complicated. I keep it simple. We pretty much throw their ass a wrench in their, by adding them. You can add them to their own shit as plaintiffs in a counterclaim, which is the lawsuit that you get from us. You remove the lawsuit and put a counterclaim, and you add them as defendants, you add them as plaintiffs at the top. Now, when you file your lawsuit against them, then you get to be the plaintiff, but you gotta pay for that. I'm just saying, you gotta pay for that, either $200 in state or $400 over there. So you can file a counterclaim in their shit And you don't have to pay a damn dime. Now, I would serve the other parties because you know you're about to add some plaintiffs to it. So just to keep up with things so they'll understand, I would serve. But you don't have to. They should all get a copy in the mail. But if you a counterclaim is just like filing a lawsuit. It's just like filing a lawsuit. And the counterclaim is what you use to crush, as you know, if you got time. If you're facing an eviction process or whatever, then you might want to just go with the way the shit lined out or whatever. But we're having a lot of fun with the counterclaim. They filed a $200 million counterclaim in Anthony's case in federal court in North Dakota, but they didn't want to show it was we sent them also a notice of claim letter. Sometimes corporations try to act like you have to like do that, and you don't because we're not a corporation. But, you can do it however you want to. So we did it like the corporation. And they posted that shit on the court docket. They posted that shit on the court docket. So we're sending in the affidavit of corporate existence. I'm going to make a blog and post this in it for the people that follow us regularly and know where to go and find the blog. But it's also going to be, hell, I know it might be in everything at some point in time. Who knows? They told me I can't make any decisions over here. The only thing they told me I'm able to do if I hear planes starting up, I need to turn around, strap my now, dude. Yeah, okay. So Anthony, so what we're gonna do, to yeah, well, they don't get to do all that if you got their asses as plaintiffs, because once you add them to their own stuff, then they can't litigate a case. They can't litigate a case they're a party to. They can't litigate a case. If they've been jammed up, they can't represent their people from the same corporation. That so. There's a bunch of things going on in the video that I put together to help. I've been working on this for about 3 days. Put together a video to help outline the steps that you need to go through. First, it outlines the possible problems that you had or could have had. Everybody's problem. So if you had one or two of these or more. Don't beat yourself up. Okay, I've been listening, and I put all of the problems there that I've heard that possibly could be the reason why you're getting stalled off or whatever. And then we talked about the issues from those problems that needed to be addressed. And then we had what we're going to do about it. So it got a little freaking complicated. So that's how it goes. So right now, we're going to send this in to Anthony, and I'm going to put together, if people are interested in a package, that will have this document, the Affidavit of Corporate Assistance, of denial of corporate assistance, and it's also going to have the new document that I put together demanding release, demanding to be released on pre-settlement conference. Yeah, remember, they're demanding to be released on pre-settlement conference. So that's pretty badass, especially if they put that on the thing, so that you can see that's Yeah, this is one of my. This is my personality disorder is that I learned a long time ago. If you're willing to do whatever it takes, you can get accomplish whatever the hell you want. And that's what I taught all of superheroes. If you're willing to do whatever it takes, then it's just okay. So along with that, my dad was a Marine. My girlfriend's dad was also in the military, and my kids all at work. Right? So you learned if you're willing to do whatever it takes. Okay, but you also learn to never give up and to always be moving forward. That's why that freaking equipment is so heavy. To always be moving forward. You learn to never give up. And so, it could be a personality disorder. Cereal. Okay, that's what I used to tell my kids. It could be a personality disorder. But think about it. They sent my happy ass back for a forced medication order. And thank God to my friends. Yo tengo muchos amigos habla español. Thank God to my friends, okay, because I was ready to, yeah. And you know, if you run with superheroes, they won't let you give up. They won't. They won't let you give up. And so that's why we're here now, and we're getting it done. We just need to be patient. People need to remember the very first document that you file in a state court case is going to crush their shit because they can't respond to state court shit. They can't respond with state court. They can't respond to federal case law with state court statutes and codes. So they're going to try to move it over to federal court. They're going to try and do all that shit. And then the magistrate judge is going to try and respond and to jam you up on behalf of the state court players. Now, what happens sometimes is that the state court moves your case over to federal court. But they didn't move your case. Your case was connected to the back ass end of their case. What they do is move their case, the original shit they filed against you, over to federal court with your shit connected to it as the reason why they're there or whatever. They never get to look at none of that shit anyway. Because when they do that, the only thing they're going to look at is the main header, the case on the main header. That's not yours. Unless you paid. If you paid to have the case filed, then you're on the main header. But when they move your stuff from state court to federal court after you jam them up with stuff they can't answer to, and you don't object to it and jam their ass up, and then go after. There's some steps. That stuff will be in the video. It's all ready to go. I just didn't have time to post it because I got a little bit distracted with this affidavit of denial of corporate existence. And we moved the stream up a little earlier, so some important people in my life could attend without rushing around. And thank you, girlfriend. It's always great to have support and have someone tell you. That's trust without fear, or trust with the fear. Just park the fear on the curb. Park the fear on the curb. Okay, I have people that ask questions in the comments, and in the YouTube comments that come in. And one of the questions was, has anybody ever had? I'm just gonna throw it out there. Okay, has anybody ever had anybody from Connecticut win using this guy's stuff? Oh, from Connecticut? No. So if you're stuck on the state shit, you're totally screwed and you don't know shit. So I'm just saying. Oh, from Connecticut? No. We use federal case law that crushes the state court shit at the gate, at the first filing, at the gate, because they can't respond with statutes and codes to higher court case law. I wonder why attorney didn't tell you that. I don't know. Okay, but here's the thing. That these people that are talking this shit, okay, they're the same ones getting their shit thrown out in the damn yard because they're waiting for somebody else to say that this helped me. Okay, they're dumbasses. They don't realize that before they give you back your shit or whatever, they're going to make you sign a non-disclosure statement, NOD, a non-disclosure statement saying that, if you admit that any of this shit happened, that they're going to do whatever. You're going to violate the contract. Then I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit. I mean, as long as the goal for you being here got accomplished and their asses got kicked. Okay, and that's why I'm helping Anthony get out for the main part. I'm helping him get out myself so I can give my own ass a review. And I'm not actually working for him. I'm working for Amanda and his mom. And I'm not mentioning her name because she's not the one that's running the show. She's just in the show, helping run the show. From over there I go. And so, they can't even say I'm practicing law without a license. Well, I wish they, I didn't sign nothing anyway. They filed that shit. And I don't, and they got their ass on the hook. And we jammed their ass up for his release, and we're going to back up the fact that he's not a U.S. citizen. If he's not a U.S. citizen, he's not subject to their statutes and codes and all that bullshit that they're doing. If he's not subject to all that bullshit, then he needs to let his ass go. That we're not waiting for another hearing, a bond hearing, and all of that shit. We're not waiting for that. What's going to happen is, and this is the gold in the program tonight. Okay, what's going to happen is, Pro Se legal team will start emailing the paperwork to those assholes for all the other defendants in the case. Okay, if they can't make up their mind and let this man go when we already proved that they screwed him over, I don't know how many other people went to the casino or got arrested from the casino. I don't know. Okay, but Amanda, if you're listening or you hear this, I need to know who he would like to see go home with him. Because if they're going to screw around, then I'm going to have the legal team start sending the paperwork for everybody that's in the case and see how they like that shit. So that's what I got to say about it. I don't know. Maybe they think it's time to play around or whatever. I told him the ass needs to let that man out before the end of the month. And he ain't called his family, his mom or his girl, to let them know that. And they better buy his ass a plane ticket. They better buy his ass a plane ticket and send his ass home, okay? Because if it's, we got something else over here to send in too. The entry of visitation specially, and it's under 18 section 215. There's some words in this one I don't understand, so I got to do a little homework. My new friend is, he's a badass. And so I'm going to send him this video. I know. Y'all think I'm playing. Huh? I'm going to send him this video, and I'm going to ask them to put this shit on the court record as evidence. Okay, because I'm the spokesperson. Okay, y'all let me know if there's a red dot on me anywhere. Okay, I'm the spokesperson for the legal team, so I'm going to be the one that they're going to need to talk to anyway. Okay, so, and I don't know how they're going to do that, but all I know is that the longer they take, then the more grumpy that we're going to be. How grumpy could you be, Grandpa Guy? Okay, sorry. Yeah, my grandkids have that. Oh, how grumpy could you be? Okay, wait. We're suing to ask for RICO, civil RICO. We're just going to make it easy. Civil RICO. Because they're dragging your ass into administrative court and doing all this shady shit. You think it's judicial and that you have to, whatever. No, that's illegal shit. Okay, so I have ADD, so I just think of 50 things at a time. I'm only going to talk about a couple though, so some of them okay, come on now. Stay with me. So if I'm suing the ass for RICO, then I need to report their ass to the IRS, right? I mean, I'm thinking if they're doing a RICO, a bunch of illegal shit, they're going to have to money laundry the money to make that shit fit into the business model. And the judge's canons, read that shit. The judge's canons, all that stuff they're supposed to be doing, in my opinion, is to outline RICO of their bullshit. Read that shit. So if you're suing them for RICO, they taught my ass, our ass, me and my girlfriend. Okay, if you're suing them for RICO, you need to report their ass to the IRS. Their asses to the IRS. And I know what you're thinking. Coach, the IRS is in the office right next to them. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That y'all asses got limitations on you. Okay, I'm just saying. That's the wrong IRS. Just like that person that said, oh, well, who's won on state? That's the wrong shit. Okay, because if you're going federal, you ain't got to stick in this little area. Oh, work with me here. I report their ass to the IRS in the next state over. Or in a state that hate their ass. It don't matter on the federal level. Y'all with me? Oh, I know they're not filling out the 888 asset allocation form that they're supposed to fill out when they take prisoners in and start tapping into their trust. Oh, there's some other forms that they're not filling out either. I know they're not because I've been doing this a minute and I'm not a moron, okay? As long as they're able to pay those assholes right next door to them part of the money that they steal from everybody, no one gives a shit. But you port their ass over there when those people over there sitting around ain't doing nothing and want somebody's ass to kick. Oh. Mm. Yeah. Oh, when you roll without limitations, okay? When you roll without limitations, it's like going blindfold. That's what it's like. It's like going blindfold. Because your ass ain't never been there. You haven't. Most people have never rolled without limitations. You worry about your family, you worry about the retaliation, you worry about, those are all good things to worry about. But when you go through the shit that we went through, like in my case, all I was worried about is if I was going to be able to block them from medicating me. They sent me back with a forced medication order. And thanks to my girlfriend and Mr. P and Melinda, my coach Denny, his wife, they helped me stay educated like I'm helping Anthony do. They helped me stay educated. And my girlfriend provided, and Mr. P provided all of the documents I need to sign and stick. And you know what? While I was there, everybody told me, oh, no, dude, you need to stop sending that stuff in. You need to stop, doing that. Never. Because they're just going to use it against you. But see, they didn't realize that I'd already been there. Okay, and when they sent me back with the forced medication order, my gas tank was pretty low. And my friends, amigos, habla español, they all came in my room and had a talk with me. They wanted to know if I was giving up. No, I had already been over there talking shit to everybody and telling them to make sure that they follow the rules. They're supposed to check every 3 months to get you off the medication and all of that shit. And so yeah, y'all know I was talking shit. So no, I had to I told them to get the fuck out, get the hell out. And then my girlfriend and Mr. P was already working on what I needed to do the appeal, and they sent that shit in to me, and I learned it, and I signed it, and I sent that shit in. Then I had to fire my appellate attorney because that asshole wasn't trying to help me. And my friend said, Grande, no, can I eat that? No, I don't want an attorney. He's not helping me. No. And I won the appeal. And then they made me sit over there for 6 more months while my wife's attorney, John Duma, my girlfriend, threw her under the bus. And, she ended up spending 97 months being treated like a freaking criminal, like an animal. That's how they treat you, like an animal. Somebody asked me one day why I'm helping Anthony. Well, he was arrested without a warrant. So was I. 14 times is what I can count in my head. I don't know how many exactly, but 14 times over a very long period of time. And when I say arrested, it doesn't just mean they came to haul your ass too. They also made your ass go down there. They were going to arrest you. So maybe 9, 7 to 9. I got arrested in a grocery store one time. Trying to get lunch. And I was like, dude, y'all ass need to just let me eat my chicken right now. Okay? And then we, because, black man ain't going to jail. And knowing I'm finna eat a bunch of bullshit. And I got fried chicken right here. Okay? And there was 2 little skinny white dudes. Okay. I ain't trying to fight the police because that's yeah. But I was thinking about it while they let me eat my chicken. I don't know. Maybe they already knew I was an asshole. So well, thank you, ML. This is I refuse. I refuse to teach my kids and my grandkids how to be a hater. I refuse to do that. I refuse to teach my grandkids, hey, Heather, welcome to the show tonight. I refuse to teach my grandkids how to be a hater, and I refuse to be a hater. Now, I learned about hating growing up from the people that taught me stuff, and I recently learned how to stop being that kind of hater too. Oh, that's the kind of hater who only sees one way to have that shit should be done without negotiating. Uh, if if there's other people. Well, thank you, ML. I'm glad you could come to the stream tonight. And it was like, yeah, that's okay. So 4 gloves, Heather. That's a Muhammad Ali beating. Okay, that takes way too much energy. Just one glove at a time. Now Muhammad Ali was obviously my yeah. Okay, so sorry. Well, go to the website and take a look at your options, and then from there, if you from there you can go to the YouTube channel and take a look at the updated instructional videos. And in the updated instructional video, open the first page of each document. I tell you what you need to know, whatever. Now, if you invest in a premium package, you can also do the same thing and go and look at, But when you invest in the package, a different video is sent to you showing all the entire pages of all of the documents. And if you invest in a premium package, you can only use that video to do your stuff. Okay? If you invest in a premium package, it's half price for $1,500, and you start doing all this and watching the other videos. The other videos are the premium package is a culmination of the other videos getting to the freaking point, so we can cut to the chase and have a lot more fun. The premium package addresses the 42 U.S.C. 1983 situation where, they're violating your due process. And it also addresses the fact that statutes and codes are non-valid laws. Now, the premium package also addresses, now, the lesser package addresses the first two things as well. The premium package also addresses the real estate deed fraud that took place after you signed and left the table. The real estate deed fraud. There's no law that says your shit need to be registered in the office. And the fact that they registered your shit in the office allowed the first illegal lien to be put on your property. And I have attorneys argue with me all the time. I'm not that smart, so I just keep it simple. And this is what I tell them. Look at it this way. If there were several people who own property, all of those people would have to be present to sign that deed, to sign the lien against you, right? Yep. So the fact that the alleged lender accepted the signatures from y'all happy asses proved that you own that shit already. And I smell stink. And there's no law that says you need to register your shit in their office. What they do is they're construct a registry they put in their office, that allows the first illegal lien to be put on it because anybody has access to your shit now. And it allows them to reclassify your property to one of their commercial designations, which generally is agriculture, commercial, or residential. And residential is a government official's property. I had somebody challenge me on that. And, dude, if you're going to challenge me, go get some information and bring to the table, okay? Because right now, you ain't got shit. Okay, yep. And so the whole scheme for property transfer is total bullshit. It starts with them registering your shit in their office. And then they reclassify your property for the sole purpose of taxation. So they can tax you every year, so they can run around and tell you when to cut your grass and when to mow shit, and when to, all of that shit started because, and you know, back in the day, your property, your deed was kept in your deed was kept in your Bible or in your safe deposit box or something. I didn't take any meds either. I did not take any meds when I was there. That's why I fought that shit. I see them people there. Yeah, no, they wanted. Okay, so in the end, it turned out because one of my superheroes recorded every hearing that had recordings of every hearing that was there. In the end, it turned out that the forced medication order was fake. And the judge actually said to my attorney and the prosecutor, Marietta Parker, to tell Dr. Lucking that he's not to medicate me. So they sent my ass back to get me out of their way. But they had a sinister plan that I didn't find out until later. They paid several people, well, 2 people. We'll just be specific here, okay? They paid 2 people to try to pick a fight with me so that I would beat their ass because they knew I boxed and, you know, but I'm kind of older, so I'm not really into beating their ass. I'm not, you know. Besides, y'all know how I roll. Okay, I'd rather have them give up, so I ain't trying to we can play around as long as you want to. And those people tried to pick a fight with me thinking that I would lose my temper and beat their ass. Well, when I was gone on my government vacation, I already know they're trying to say I was mentally ill. So I took anger management every place I went. In 3 of the 4 places. Just so. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, no, dude, I'm not going to beat your ass right now. Okay? You're going to have to do more than that little bullshit for me to beat your ass. And I called the guard and they tried calling me a snitch. I'm like, no, a snitch is people who tell lies for fucking money, all right? So, you know, anyway, that's how. But I found out later those 2 people respected me when they went and had their family Google my name. You know, they were told that I was in the mental facility to hide out because I was a child molester and all of this other shit. And so I was hiding out for trial. Oh, yeah. These people will do whatever. And so now you wonder how I got to the point where I can roll without limitations. Okay, you know, having your stuff thrown out in the yard or having or whatever is, you know, but facing a forced medication order when you already been there and seen these big ass dudes from Nebraska, except they was all black. Would come in, 3 of them, and strap your ass to the thing and roll you out on the rolling thing to go. Yeah, it's it's pretty scary. And, it's not even that. Okay, it's being chained and shackled and treated like an animal, and being hauled back and forth. Yep, yeah, they just And this is why we're here, man. My prosecutor eliminate package is so badass. I actually started putting this package together for to get my wife out. She's my girlfriend now. My wife girlfriend. She was actually my girlfriend before she was my wife, and then she oh, and then I harassed them, and if I remember, they let her out like a day early or whatever. Okay, but then I had to finish the package for myself because I'm not shutting up. And if it disappear, the website is run by Humera, who's in Pakistan, and she already has all the. So if I disappear, it ain't gonna be like a third of the price. There's gonna be their coach disappear freaking sale, and everything's gonna be a third of y'all ass think I'm kidding, huh? A good coach has a plan. A good coach has a plan. And when you're willing to do whatever it takes, you better have a plan, because there's a lot of people that ain't happy about that, and I don't really care. Um, you know, and the people that always make jokes about the undisclosed location. Okay, for the people that want to, that are serious and are able, they know how to find my ass. And I ain't hiding. I ain't hiding. Don't hate, appreciate. That's a good way to look at it, because what we learned along the way is priceless, and it's helping me, and it's helping my family. You know, so I used to joke with my girlfriend, and she was kind of mad. I told her, dude, I don't plan on being one of those people standing in the line in the Walmart greeting people coming in. I have no offense to any of those people, but to me, they look like they should be older and hanging out with some grandkids or on the beach somewhere, drinking some shit with fruit on the side, smoking something. Come on now, I'm making this picture in my head. Y'all just need to keep the hell out with me, okay? That's kind of how I see it. So I don't plan on being like Joe Montana, being these people who work their ass off until you fell over without enjoying what you went through and what you did. Well, you're welcome, girlfriend. We all in this together, and you and I are more so than some, but we all this together. And the real time feedback from everybody is what helped us be able to do what we're doing right now, because I wouldn't know all of the stuff. I wouldn't know all of the stuff. And I tell you, my education that I started, the serious part of my education started after they locked my ass up and they sent me to London, North Carolina. There's a lot of people there who tried to get into the trust and tried to do these things and cancel their notes and do all this stuff. A lot. And I met my friend. Well, he wasn't there. Well, actually, he was. He was there. He didn't have to come back. He got convicted. Yeah, and he's a private banker. But the way you do things to defend yourself based off of the knowledge that you know, based off of the knowledge that you know, and that knowledge that you know, it's like a double sword because uh, it blocks you from learning new stuff. It blocks you from learning new stuff, but not here. Okay, because when you learn how to roll without limitations, then you have to learn how to think without limitations. You have to learn how. So I used to tell people, our the goal here is for you to learn how to jumpstart your critical thinking process from the factual shit over here, not this bullshit that you've learned throughout your whole life that attorneys taught you. Because everything that you know, or most people knew already before they started coming here about the conventional legal system, was taught to you by the same attorneys that are screwing you over right now. So I'm just saying. Oh no, ML. Okay, so what I would tell them is that they in an administrative court, and none of them have judicial authority. None of them have judicial authority, and none of them have immunity. So, well, I don't think those mans are anybody over there. Guys, thank you for the value of sharing your time, and it's going to be interesting because I'm gonna let these people know that if they don't let that man out, my legal team we have a few extra spots right now, so we'll send some more people some stuff, and then who knows? Okay, but we got some other shit we're gonna do too. If Heather or somebody in his family gets a hold of a certified copy of the counterclaim, then we're going to file a Les Penance lien against something. I don't know. Maybe we'll file a Les Penance lien against the Richland County Jail in Fargo, North Dakota, and shut that puppy down. We can do a foreclosure on them because they're going to screw around. So that's how we have this shit set up. We're going to file. We're going to get everything lined up, and then when they want to play and start acting stupid, you know how you say, when they want to play and they don't want to pay, then we're just going to put a lien on some things and see how long they want to play with that. So thank you guys for the value sharing your time, and I need to go. It's been a long day trying to get ready. I appreciate all of you, and I'm going to make a post tomorrow on my blog. Let me make a note here. And you guys that are here tonight, send me an email and let me know your YouTube username if I don't know you already. There's a few new people. And then I'll email you over the document that I got in tonight, got in yesterday, the affidavit of denial of corporate existence. Y'all ask, come listen to me, yakking. I'm gonna make sure you get something back. So email me your username that I'm looking at right here, and let me know. That you just put the document in the thing, and then make sure you put your username, so I don't have to worry about people trying to be silly. But I don't really do well with those people. Oh, thank you guys for the value of coming, and thank you, girlfriend. I know you had a long day today, so I appreciate you coming to the stream tonight and helping us out. and I'm going to go to bed now. I'm tired.